All right, we are back for episode
27.
22.
22 for our
What do you
Italian
got?
friends.
Yeah, will they handle
And we
it?
have, as always, Gunny Matheson,
Grow the show.
Joe Schmidt,
This guy.
and tonight we're thrilled to have Cooper Smith with us. And Coop, we've wanted to have you on the show for a little while now, and thanks for being here.
Glad to be here.
And
We've waited a long time to get Coop here.
We
Yes.
have waited a long time to get Coop here. And for everybody that doesn't know Coop, I'm super excited to have him. We're all super excited to have him here because Coop is a very important part of our industry. He doesn't show them, but he certainly is very important in our industry in the fact that he buys and sells a lot of horses. And I think Gunny,
When we have a horse that needs to go away or a spot for one to go, Coop usually finds a spot for it. And usually it doesn't matter if it's a $5,000 horse or a $50,000 horse. To be honest with you, now Cooper, you call him and he can find a home for it, or he'll just buy it himself.
without a doubt. And
sure.
we've talked about this on other shows. We talked about it with Sebastian on the last show. It's for us, the industry with our clients is about keeping things rolling, right? It's about having the ability to be able to get out of a horse. So if I have a client, they're fine if they lose 10,000, 15,000. Not every horse works out. We know that. And I think Sebastian said it best. He touched on it. The best I've ever heard it explained was what Sebastian Petrol said in the last show, is we're raising a quality product. No matter if they work for us at the top end, we're breeding a really good horse. A good-minded horse, a horse that can go do absolutely anything.
And somebody can find a home for that horse.
Yeah, for sure.
And somebody can find a home. And
Cooper is good at finding homes for them. So
Yeah, but you're raising a product that's it's at the highest level you can breed them. Maybe not all of them work to fit what y'all want to do, but they're at such a high level in pedigree, color, shape. I mean, all of the above. I mean, you guys are at the highest level you can raise them probably since ever.
So go back a little bit, Coop. Let's start over. So how did you get your start in the horses and in the horse trade? And I know you grew up in the halter horse business. Is that right?
Yeah, my dad shows halter horses. Always been at a horse show. No different than your kids. We grew up at a horse show. Always were at one. Showed halter horses. We're always in that. Always at a horse show and doing something with them. Started showing whenever I was old enough to show, and showed the whole time. Sold a few of them, brood mares and different things. Just tinkered with the idea. But I did a lot of my own stuff with horses and different things other than just the show horses.
From what I understand, I mean, early on when you were young, you were raising pigs, goats, horses, ponies. You were trading everything. You were an entrepreneur when you were real young.
Yeah, I just loved it though. I mean, the money was part of it, but the game of it was a lot of it. I mean,
Where did you get that fire? Or where did you learn that? Or
I don't know. I mean, it was, I guess, everybody I hung out with. I mean, my dad sells a few horses, no different than you guys. I mean, he sells horses, the ones that he likes and the ones he doesn't like, and whatever the case may be. But I mean, I just like the trading part of it, the selling, the buying, the putting them in training, or however you want to word it. It all comes down to the selling aspect of it. I mean, there was, like I said, I showed pigs. I had fun with it, a lot of fun in ag and different things like that. And no, it didn't make any money, but I enjoyed it. And I sold some, and it all weighed out whenever it was done. But no, it wasn't like it was making money, but I liked it, so it was fun. But
I remember, and I don't know how long ago it was, but one of the first times you came to my place to look at horses, you came and, I priced one pretty high, and you offered me about half, and I said, okay. And we built a relationship right there. We kind of knew
we both knew where to be.
Yeah, that's exactly. Right. But beyond the buying the horse, you're like, well, you want to sell that feeder over there? That feeder doesn't look like it's too good. How about that saddle? How about that? How about that? You were willing, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it because I grew up in the sale barns, and I loved all of that stuff. And you know, I knew that you were going to be back then, and I don't remember exactly how long it was, but I was like, okay, Koopy's going to be all right. He's going to
Well,
make
he's
it
not
in this
that
business.
old. It wasn't that long ago.
No, it wasn't 100 years ago, but it was probably
10 years ago.
yeah,
Right?
8 or 10 years ago, and you were swapping and trading anything you could swap and trade, and you know, I thought it was awesome. Like, how many horses do you think you swap a year?
I would say anywhere from 200 to probably 300, depending on the year, depending on what they are. I mean, I guess if you want to count every one of them quite a bit, if you want to count the ones that matter, probably. I mean, anymore. I mean, I don't really know, honestly. We don't keep track of them. They come and go, and some of them stay there forever, and some of them are babies, and some are yearlings, and some stay a couple hours, some stay weeks, years, months, whatever. I don't keep track of it. I probably should. It would be interesting.
Yeah, it would be interesting. And I'm like, so from 10 years ago when we first started doing business, and you were buying some of those, and you know, and they weren't cheap horses, but they were horses that weren't working for us, but they still, you know, they were still worth some money.
They still had a place, but they weren't. They were for sure the ones that did not work.
Right, and you still had places to go for them or with them, and so you went from that to now. I mean, I know you're playing at a much higher level in the reining horse business and swapping and trading a lot of them. Tell me how you progressed from here to here.
I mean, it's no different than you. I mean, no different than I guess assistant trainer. I started where I felt comfortable and got to. I mean, no doubt there were some places in between there that I wasn't real comfortable, but it wasn't no sense of turning back. And I would agree. It's been a fun journey, and it's happened pretty fast. It probably didn't happen quite as fast for most people, but it did for me. I mean, it was anywhere. It's like you said, a cheap horse to a little better horse to a little better horse, and I guess every day wake up trying to buy a better horse and better than the one I have or did have or could have.
Yeah, I would say one of the obvious differences from then until now, and for you also, you can explain it to us. I'm sure then when you first started, you were buying one just like all of us were when we were getting started out. You were buying one on the prospect of getting it sold. Sometimes probably getting it sold before that check got to the bank, right?
100%.
Like all of us were. And now, you know, I know you're buying 20, 30 at a time in some instances. You go to some of those sales and you buy a lot of them. Explain to us a little bit that progression.
I guess it's no different than your. I mean, anybody's training program. My stuff has changed throughout the years, and there's different horses that fit different people. I mean, there's a high end horse. There's I guess you want to say a lesser end horse, and I've got some customers that do a little bit of all of it. I mean, there's some horses we'll keep, put back in training, do different things with. Kelsey will show a couple. I mean, there was a gelding my dad wanted today, and he's a 2-year-old reiner that was still a good horse, but he wanted something to ride, so he peeled him off and going to keep him and ride him and play with him 6-7 months. Then we'll sell him again or do something with him, you know. And I guess just like I tell everybody, they're like, "What do you have?" I just come by. There's no telling what's liable to be there. I mean, he's been there. I mean, there's no telling what's liable to be there from day to day, and it's fun. But I mean, there's anywhere from like you said, a cheap horse to a high end horse, in all in the same place, I guess you should say, or all within right there close.
Yeah. So how many horses do you keep around at any given
I would
time?
say there's anywhere from 30 to 70 at all times. I mean, there's probably 70 standing there right now.
Yeah. And I know you go to a lot of sales all over the country. What's your percentage of how many reining bred horses do you have right now compared to, you know, just horses that are bred to
Cutter,
go be
roper,
riders?
quarter horse.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, right now it's going to be way heavily on the reiners because I've got a bunch of babies. There's probably between 25 and 30 babies turned out there, and every one of them are reiner. I mean, every one of them, and those babies will obviously stay there and sell them along or keep them, put them back in training, whatever we want to do as far as when it gets to that time. But and there's a few reining mares, but I would say as a general rule, I'd say probably half of them are reiners as a general rule, with the yearlings and the babies and a few brood mares.
Right. And I know it's like you guys are so important, and it's not just you. There's several guys that are
for
out
sure.
there swapping and trading. And you know, I know the legacy sale. We put the legacy sale on, and it's so important to have you guys there. How many like? There's probably, I don't know. There's probably this year we had 120 horses, I think, in the legacy sale, and I bet you or Alan or some of the. I bet you guys started probably 60 of those bids, huh?
I would say probably between 50 and 60 of them. It didn't get very many of them. You guys had a very good sale, and that's good for you guys. And not saying that they weren't worth more, they were worth whatever they were, but just didn't really have a plan or need them at that time,
Yeah, for sure. Well, I usually buy, probably 10 to 12, 15 head at that sale.
Yep.
And I didn't buy any myself either.
You got congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. Your
Y'all
hats
are
are
making me feel dumb right now. Good job, you guys. Come on, pile it on.
Well, you only bought one.
Yeah.
You bought the one though. The one. The one.
Pile it on, you guys. Come on, tell me.
You're the guy on the. You'll be the guy on the catalog next year. The front.
Oh yeah.
That's you.
Yeah, that's right.
He'll be on the front.
Yeah, we'll make him the high seller.
They won't.
Oh, that's right.
No, they won't.
Yeah,
Well, you'll be on the back then.
No, because one of them things we'll end up doing good at the fraternity with somebody else, and they'll post that all over.
Yeah,
You'll
no,
do that, so-
if we can avoid having Gunny on the front, we will.
Yeah, they want people to
Anything
come
we
to
can
the
do
sale. They
They
don't want.
want people to come. They do better if I wasn't on it. I agree. I'm good with that.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Really, it's great for the business though, because if Gunny's buying the high seller, like anybody can buy the high seller, right?
That's right.
I don't know. He's pretty rich. That
Well,
guy.
I spent my own money on it. I mean, I didn't weaken.
No, you didn't weaken. I'll give you that. And I thought you got a great buy. And you know what? I think, Coop, what do you think? What is the reason these horses right now are selling? And it's not just in the reining horse business. It's across the board. Why do you feel? And I know you and I have talked. I know you kind of analyze things. Why do you think the market is so strong right now across the board, whether it be reiners or just every
Trail riding
sale
horses,
across the
yeah.
country?
Or ponies. How are our ponies going for 50,000?
Well, it's no different than you guys. I mean, you wake up every morning and go train your horses and think you need a new one or a better one or a different one, and it's hard to find one. I mean, it's hard to find one that's even for sale. I mean, obviously, we live right here in the horse country, and it's hard. And I feel that that's why the demand for a horse is really high for a quality horse. If it's trail riding, ranch riding, pleasure, halter, reining, whatever the discipline you want to pick, if it's just pleasure riding, the quality of the horse is hard. It's hard to find in any aspect of it. I mean, and I think that's one reason why horses are high. I mean, there's hard to find a good 2-year-old, a good yearling. I mean, any of them. Once you find a good one, they cost a lot of money. And it doesn't matter if you're talking about a reining horse that wasn't good enough to be a trail horse. It's hard to find one that fits what you want to do. I think the demand for them is way higher than there being that many of them.
Yeah, and do you think part of that is like expectations now are higher than they used to be? Like in the reining horse market, what is a top 30%er right now? Like a nice horse right now in the reining horse business 20 years ago would have been the best horse at the horse show.
Oh.
Now we go there, and I don't know about you guys. I'm sitting there in the practice pen the night before, the go around or the finals or no matter what it is. Let's just talk about the go around because a lot of those horses even get eliminated, and it is horse after horse after horse that can run and stop a one.
There's
turn
50
a one.
horses that you look at the night before that look like they could be the winner.
Yeah.
There's 50 of them.
50 horses that 20 years ago there was one.
One.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you touched on it first. You guys, I mean, as a whole, reining horses, roping horses, any discipline is they're raising the best they can raise, and trainers are getting better every day and putting more pressure on them, and it. I mean, it doesn't matter what discipline you're at. It's at its peak as it could get.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I think, like I said, what we touched on earlier, the reiners they're really suitable for a lot of different things.
Yeah, you
For
can
sure.
take one anywhere.
Yeah.
They're so broke.
Sebastian touched on that. I
Yeah.
mean, you can take a reiner and it can be anybody's trail horse and they could show their buddy, oh, look, it can spin a little bit. Well,
Yeah.
they don't know it doesn't turn that good. They can make it spin.
Yeah.
And that is a premium product to somebody that
It's,
just wants a trail riding horse.
Yeah.
and the main thing is the pretty part. I mean, I guess if you're gonna, everybody sees them big prices and things bring. If you're gonna buy you're going to give that much money, you want a pretty one.
Yeah.
Maybe it might be the worst reining horse you guys have. I mean, the worst one possible. But if it's pretty, and pretty sells, I mean, it's, I guess like it or don't like it, it doesn't have to be that good a horse as long as it's gentle, safe, and pretty.
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing, I think, for a lot of those horses that are bringing big money as far as trail horses, or if you want to say whatever the discipline that they pick. But I guess a repurposing a reining horse.
Yeah.
And I mean, what's fun for me to see is to see you have those top tier horses, because we got the fraternity sale coming up.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys have been on Facebook, but he's posted a handful of pictures, and you say, wow, every picture that he posts, you go, where did he find that one? Because you got some pretty horses there.
I'm pretty proud of them. I've had them and picked and choosed and sorted and sold, and I've kept them back. It's been pretty hard. I mean,
You've been hustling to find them.
it took a minute. It took a minute. I mean, it's been a deal I've been working on for a full year, ever since last year. And that, I guess a lot of that was just to have a nice horse. I don't know what they'll bring, and I'm going to sell them, whatever the case may be. But it's a deal where I'm going to sell them. But it's been a full-time job to find them. But I'm pretty proud of them. I mean, they're cool horses. I mean, I don't know what they'll bring, but they're cool, and I like them. I guess that's half the battle.
Yeah.
For sure. And at what point, so like we said, 10 years ago when you were doing a lot of trading, you were buying some traders and going to other sales with them. Now you're buying some and selling them directly to the reining horse industry.
100%.
High end.
Yeah,
something.
good ones.
High-end.
They're
Not
good ones.
somethings. High end somethings.
Yeah, for sure. Tell me how that progressed. I assume that progressed from, okay, you did pretty good on the lower end ones, but at some point you had to go, okay, I know what a good one is.
Well, it's a deal where I felt like I knew what a good one was, but it was a deal where I couldn't afford at the time to have the money out or not have a plan, and didn't have the guys like you guys sitting there around me to support my ideas. And I've got to a point now where people do, and they come by and they look at horses and they buy horses, and at that time I didn't have the clientele to buy that horse. Yeah, I would love to have, but A, couldn't afford it, B, didn't really have a plan, and C, just overall wasn't going to put myself in that position. And now I've got to where I've got the place to keep them. I've got the means to be able to keep them and take care of them.
And you got a couple relationships with horse trainers.
100% that I trust, and they trust me, and come by and get to see them in their good, bad, or whatever state they're in. And there's no games, there's no gimmicks, and I own them. I mean, it's not I have to ask somebody or call a customer. I mean, it's pretty straight up simple. And if I have them 98% of the time, I want to sell them. I mean, it's not, maybe I want to keep them a little longer or whatever, but they're for sale. It's not, well, they're not for sale, you know.
Yeah.
For
So
sure.
now it seems like, okay, this is pretty easy. He started buying these horses, and now he's buying these horses. But there was a lot of miles in between, right? I mean, there was a lot of horse sales. And how many, when you were starting
There
out,
still is, though.
Yeah,
there still is,
still
Tom,
is.
because
I like it, though. It's fun.
Yeah.
he's advertising horses in Clovis one weekend still, and the NRHA fraternity sale the next weekend, and Shawnee the next weekend. I mean, you're at every sale that is advertised.
I used to want to go everywhere all the time as much as I could, and I've got to where with them better horses and trying to have a better horse and a I guess better clientele. You have to be home, and you have to be able to tend to the horses and the customers. And I like still going. I still like it. I mean, I want to go. I like seeing the people, friends, customers, whatever the word may be. I like it, but I don't go as much as I used to. But I still want to go to the horse sale, and I put a few of them in the sales. But I've made a lot of customers and a lot of friends through that, you know. And just like Gunny said, those horses that are in the fraternity, I could have sold those horses at home to probably anybody sitting at this table. But I want to take them. I want to showcase them. I want people to see them. I mean, guess it might be silly. They probably won't bring as much as they could, but I wanted to show them off, and I'm proud of them.
right? And going back to what we've talked about before, I think there's something about a horse sale is as addictive as a whole bunch of, I mean, it's exciting. It's, for me, I grew up going to sale barns, and when I hear the auctioneer and I'm at a horse sale, I'm like, I get into it.
Get pumped up.
Yeah, I love it. And I think that like the legacy sale, the fraternity sale, for our industry, for the reining horse industry, I think those are so important for promoting the industry. I think they're a place for people to get together, to get excited, to do all that. And I think, I'd hate to ever lose those through any kind of change in our society as far as, okay, we can't all get together and, we can't do this, we can't do that. And obviously I don't think that's going to be the long term, but I think there's something about those sales that are fantastic for promoting the business.
Well, and like you said, a lot of those sales that we go to, we end up spending our money off of a gut feeling in that moment at that time when it walks through the pen. We have a list, we have a plan, of course, on what horses we want to buy, but there's a feeling that you get if you're getting a deal at the time. I'm going to raise my hand. I know you have.
Yeah.
I mean, so the live atmosphere is, I don't know, to me it's exciting to sit there and see if you end up getting 1 or 10 or one that you didn't plan on and seeing how that works,
Yeah.
Well, I know you've bought thousands of horses through horse sales. I've bought hundreds of horses through horse sales. I
I've
can
bought
tell you,
tens of horses through horse
Tens of
sales.
horses.
You bought one that matters this year. You're going to be on the front page of the magazine.
but it's still to me, it's still exciting.
It is.
When you're buying one, it's an adrenaline rush,
Oh,
right?
by the way, wait a minute. I am on a diet, so when they do come to take that picture, it's going to feel a little better.
Nick, how many years from now?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
when is
maybe-
that? When is that happening?
Is it a win picture or just a picture of buying?
Just a picture of
Just
you?
a picture.
There they go, being jackasses again. There they go. And you know what? I teed it up for them, and they knocked it out of the park. Congratulations, guys.
Them, not me.
Let's move on.
You're co-host. I'm out of this.
Oh yeah, they do this all the time. You know why? Because they put a guest in between me and them. They know I'd knock
They like
the
putting you
shit out
down.
of one of them.
They like putting you down, making yourself
It
feel
makes
better.
Tom feel better about himself. I know that.
Coop, do you get a different feel? So if you're at a sale somewhere buying one for $3,500 that you have a place to go with, and you're gonna make $1,000 or $1,500 or whatever, do you get a different feel than when you're sitting there buying one for 25 or 30,000 that you're excited about? And maybe you were gonna stop at 22, and all of a sudden you're getting into it. And
It's you guys hit it on the head. It's an adrenaline. I mean, it's a different feeling. I mean, I think the dollar matters. I mean, to some extent, but it's still the same feeling. I mean, it's the money. Some of it. Don't misunderstand me, but it's the same feeling. And yeah, I mean, if it's different when you're buying a baby to keep or to put in training, or kind of one don't really have a plan for, or one you're supposed to buy, or had a customer tell you to buy, or just buying to speculate. It does make it. Yes, there's a different feeling, but it's all a good feeling, I guess.
yeah, I agree. I mean, I sit there and I get like at the fraternity sale this year. I know there's going to be a table in the front row, and Gunny and I are going to be sitting there, and we're going to be excited. I mean, that's going to be on Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Why are you leaving your baby boy out of your
Yeah, is
baby?
Kate gonna be hanging with you? Or?
Well, I can't afford the ones that Cade
Cade wants.
can afford, so
I hope he's around when I sell mine.
Yeah, really.
The only one you know is not going to be there is Joe.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
we
right.
we know Joe's not going to buy anything because Joe he doesn't buy as many as the rest
That's
of us
right.
does because he's just not that risk taker.
I don't blame him.
You heard it
Yeah.
first here from Cooper Smith.
That's
Don't
right.
buy horses.
Yeah, that's right.
Joe lets Cade buy them, and then they partner on them, and then they both make money, and everybody's
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah.
He plays the safe way out, doesn't he?
Yeah. No, frugal. Not cheap.
Frugal.
Practical.
Same thing.
He's
Practical.
Is that you?
Joe's very practical.
Yeah.
Not this guy.
No.
Not this guy.
Not this guy.
Not this guy.
He doesn't get his first pick bought for $53,000, so he goes ahead and spends $100 on one.
He's a high
4 horses later.
But I do
What a
appreciate you
moron.
buying. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for doing that.
53, I do appreciate it.
You're welcome.
You should have got both.
I tried to buy her that day for 30.
Here's the
Oh, I don't know, Gun. She might be bringing that. I might be stupid for not selling her. I tried to Cooper Smith him.
And you didn't get along.
No, I wasn't as good as you. Yeah, I should have come up with, well, she's plain sorrel. She's kind of higher headed than the full sister. Well, she's just a sorrel, and people like that white now. But I didn't think all that stuff.
But you bought a buckskin
Yeah, with a white face.
Yeah.
for double.
Double. Yeah, but I ought to be able to sell her babies for twice as much.
And I'm sure you've done it a million times, but for me, that's one of the most exciting parts of the game. It's like going to the casino, only I know more about I know how to play blackjack, but I know I'm probably going to lose, right?
Yeah.
So when I go to that horse sale, I mean, there's a lot of them that I have bought before the sale. And I can tell you one at the fraternity sale several years ago, a long time ago. I bought it the night before the sale. And I won't use any names, but I bought it the night before the sale. And I thought I was we had it in training. So I knew it was a good one. It was a 2-year-old, and I knew it was a nice horse. It was in the 2-year-old sale. And the night before, I gave $60,000 for it because it didn't vet good. And I didn't think it would bring more than 60, but I wanted it.
You wanted to keep it.
I was just gonna be safe, and I give 60 for it. And so I was all happy. And the next day in the sale, I'm going to make sure it gets to 60 right, so at least I don't look like an idiot. Well, I don't even get to look at that colt, and it goes 60, 80, 90, 100, 120, 130, 140, 150,000 the next day. And I bought it for 60. One of the best days I ever did, but I felt so bad. I've split my profit with the guy I bought it from.
Really?
Yeah. I felt so bad about it. And the worst part about it is the person I bought it from was standing there with his wife, and she was really happy. He didn't tell her he sold it to me.
Oh, no.
No. So, yeah. So that was,
Quite the day.
it was a really good day for me. And I'm not sure how things went for him.
Yeah, but I worked for you at
Wow.
that time. We had no idea
Had
that
no
horse
idea.
was
No.
going to bring that.
Not
we
a
had
clue.
no idea.
No.
Not a clue. I thought I was helping him at 60.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he didn't pass the pre-purchase.
Yeah.
I thought I was helping him at 60. And then, like I said, I felt almost like, I felt a little bit bad when I saw him, go for that kind of money. And then I walked up to the guy and said, yeah, we're going to split that. I'm not doing that. We're going to split that.
Yeah.
But that's the whole deal of an auction. You don't ever know what's going to happen. I mean, it's an adrenaline part of it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a different feeling than, I guess, an online or a private or however you want, whatever way you want to say you sold your horse. It's a different feeling.
Auctions are fun because I remember selling one of my personal horses for, I think he brought 92,000 or close to it. And I remember those auctioneers panicking right up there close to the top, like they did not have a live bid or they took a bid that they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
And they ended up getting the next bid, and I had no idea it was going on. I just knew my horse was bringing a lot of money, going, wow, this is awesome.
Yeah.
But that is fun.
Yeah,
It's a cool feeling.
Yeah, it is a great feeling. And it's like I'll stand there and I'll look through at the legacy sale. I'll look through my list of colts, and before the sale, I kind of write down a number on all of them. And I can't tell you how many times the one I thought was going to bring 30 brought 15, and the one I thought was going to bring 15 brought 30.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no idea.
Yep.
I mean, I'm sitting there. I don't know how many times I've been sitting there thinking, I'm not sure why that happened.
Yep.
And the thing is, anybody that can tell you that they can stand there and buy a yearling and have any idea how good it's going to be, they're fooling themselves, and because you don't know.
No.
We brought 2 horses to the legacy sale this year, and we thought the filly was going to bring 20,000, and we thought our stud was going to bring 15,000. So we kind of had them averaged out that
That's 17.5.
17.5. Well, the filly said,
Thanks for helping him
Yeah.
out, too.
It's okay.
"Hey,
I'll be your wingman.
well, that's why you make all that money. You're quick with numbers."
It's not really hard numbers, but whatever.
The filly brings 11,500 and the stud brings 28.5. We completely flip flopped the way that they thought they were going to sell. So,
Yeah, for sure.
But it all worked out.
it worked out even better than what I thought. But it was fun.
Yeah, no, for sure, and it happens all the time. And That to me, that's the exciting part about those sales. And I've been at the fraternity sale sitting there thinking, this one, and I get caught completely off guard because I think, well, this one, I'm not going to be able to buy this one. I'm looking at the page and it's buy this and all of this and it's sitting there and all of a sudden it's bringing 10,000. And I'm like, well, I thought this one was going to bring 40.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Yeah,
That's
something's
why
wrong.
you're on the
Something's
phone.
wrong.
What's going on? So all of a sudden you're like, call us Gunny. What do
Yeah.
you know about this one, Gunny?
Yeah.
Because Gunny knows a lot about a lot of them.
I try to do my homework.
Yeah.
So y'all be the guy sitting in the front
Yeah.
buying all the horses.
No, but we'll know which ones we want to buy and which ones we don't.
Yeah.
No, you will. Tom's just gonna ask you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tom, you're gonna do the legwork.
Yeah.
And then
Joe's gonna look at him when you get home and make sure he likes them.
I'm gonna
Joe's
do
gonna
all
be the
that.
guy at
I'm
home.
going to do all the legwork. We're going to buy them, and then
I'm
Joe's
pretty-
going to sneak one from us.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm
After all that hard
super
work.
okay with letting everybody else do the work, and then
Imagine that.
No.
Really, that guy.
No kid, huh?
yeah,
That makes sense.
Hey,
So,
I can see the surprise.
Yeah.
so
Absolutely.
we've talked about some sales and stuff, and it's fraternity time. What do you think about the NRHA sales being all in one day?
Yeah.
They changed that to this, and their decision was nobody's working that day. There's nobody showing. They're shutting the show down, I guess, and we're just gonna sell horses all day long. What are your thoughts on it?
I think it's good. I think it's a simple way that you can be there one day if your customer wants to come for just a sale. They have horses in the sale, or they want to buy another horse or buy
So
you. So
Cheaper for people selling because they just got to be there a day.
they are sellers or buyers.
Buyers,
If you're going to fly in from wherever to come look at horses, you're there one day. If you want to leave, you can. It's one day. It all happens. Boom, boom, boom. It's all out of the way. It's done. It's over with. I mean,
I
there's
didn't think of that because all the feedback that I've heard has kind of been pessimistic. Going,
Yeah, 'cause there's
man,
a
I
lot
can't
of horses.
believe they're going to sell all those horses.
Yeah,
in a day.
but I mean, you think about other horse sales. Granted, it's not raining horse sales, but I mean, they sell that many easily a day. And I agree, it's the raining horses, but it's still, you guys are not showing that day, and it's just all happens when one day you get it out of the way, and then you can go on to hopefully you made the fraternity finals, your customers, everything. It's one day, it's
done.
over. It's done. It's over with. You bought what you want to buy. You sold what you want to sell. It's out of the way. I think it's good. I could see where some people are not really, I don't know about not liking the idea, but kind of against it. But I mean, you can't really knock it till it happens and you get to try it. I mean, maybe next year
Yeah.
they do it that way,
Well, I mean, I know that me and Tom, we're going to pack a cooler with drinks in it.
On a
Hang
picnic.
out the
And
front.
we're also going to pack our own grill, so we don't even have to leave.
Leave.
I can make lunch for us.
No,
we
we
can
don't.
have.
Our women will do whatever.
Yeah,
we
they'll
do.
make.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yep.
Sandwich.
French
Yes.
fries.
Yeah, do that.
I want to be around when this happens.
Do
Well,
that.
come sit at our table.
Yeah.
Save me a chair.
Yeah.
Save me a chair. I don't care about any of the rest of it y'all are buying. I want to
think
see
you're
how
making it.
I want to see how the maid service works.
No, and I'm not
He's
sure.
not-
My reception maybe is not perfect in Oklahoma City because a lot of times I'll text that stuff and I don't think she.
You
gets
better
it.
take it to the concession
Yeah.
stand.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't think
but
she gets
dude,
it.
Coop,
Yeah.
he's BSing. They take care of us when we're working.
Okay.
Mandy takes good care. She bring us sandwiches and.
She has brought us sandwiches. I don't know that she's always gonna bring.
I don't think
Dude,
she's
I
gonna.
remember.
From now-
Dude, I remember.
I don't think she's
getting
gonna
col-
do that anymore, bro.
Tom, I
Like
remember
this,
getting kolaches
it's
in the
done.
morning and sandwiches in the
Yeah, it's
afternoon.
done.
We got taken care of.
Well,
Yeah.
I can
That's
say,
like-
from my perspective, I also like it. It's a lot of horses. It's a long day. It's like I think 240 horses, right? Is that a?
I don't even know the number, but
Which is a long day. Is that a long day for a horse though? You know better than
No,
anybody.
you sell
I don't-
20 an hour.
I would say they're going to sell between 20 and 25 an hour. I mean, you're talking at. I mean,
100 every 5 hours. So
they're going to sell more than that. It'll
12 hours a horse sale.
12 hours a horse sale. But I mean, the deal is if there's something in there and they've sectioned it off where I mean it kind of makes sense for who wants to buy what. Granted, there might be one of the best yearlings in the regular sale and not the select. I mean, obviously everybody chooses what they like and don't like, but it's one day, it's over with. Just like you said, you can bring your picnic and text your wife and the whole skivvy, and you don't have to leave. You can be there, and you don't have to worry about the next day and however you want to handle it. It's done. It's over with. And you bought what you want to buy, or you sold whatever you didn't want, or sold what you had, and it's over with. You know,
I think Gunny probably our best chance at this is if I text your wife and you text mine.
Usually what happens.
No, dude, I think you need to Uber Eats or DoorDash or whatever that is.
Oh, they have those
Yes,
now.
do that. Do that. Don't
You
don't be
even have
texting
to
either
worry
one of
about
them.
the ladies.
That's a
anymore.
little
Yeah,
bit beyond
dude.
my technology. So
I got
you're
it.
gonna have to
I got
do
it handled.
Yeah.
And you know what? If we don't have it handled, Kate will get it handled.
Kate will get it.
Yeah.
Kate,
Yeah,
handle
Kate
it.
knows DoorDash and Uber
Well, not
Eats.
only does he know DoorDash and Uber Eats,
Yeah.
he knows the ladies. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Video screen to the gallery right now, huh?
Mic drops.
Well, I can
Sorry,
tell you,
Mom.
the reason.
Sorry, Mom. You should have brought sandwiches. Your kid wouldn't have got brought up in this.
Yeah, you should have just agreed to buy the damn sandwiches.
Well, the reason I like it is because the days in succession of those sales, if we're getting horses ready and we're riding in the middle of the night, I can't tell you how many times at the futurity over the year after year after year, like, I'm tired, I rode until 2 o'clock in the morning, and I wake up in the morning and it's 9 o'clock, and the sale started at 8 o'clock, and
You're behind.
You're saying that, but with our new format of a go-round and a semifinals, I found it way easier
Way
to
better.
do research
without a doubt.
on which yearlings you wanted to buy. So the change in what management has done to our horse show has freed up time for all of us,
Yeah.
because we know if we do the good to go round, well, we show Wednesday. We have
Yeah.
5 more days to get ready.
And you can do your research on what
Yeah.
you want to buy or.
Absolutely.
You
And
can-
dude, you don't ride at night. That was a bunch of
And you don't
BS,
sleep
right?
till 9
There's
anyway.
no 2 in the morning, and man, I'm tired.
10 o'clock, you get wore out until 10 o'clock, my friend.
10 maybe. I'm going with 10.
So you're going.
Well, you said
and then
2.
I'm all jacked up and I can't go to sleep until like 11.
Okay.
Sounds like you better do the research because Tom ain't doing shit.
I usually do.
No, Gunny, but why?
But
why
Gunny's
would
good
I
at
do
that.
The research
You're
when
good
he
at that.
does? I mean, for both of us.
What happens if
Yeah.
you need? What happens if
No.
you need to check on him? Do a little checkup.
No, he did it.
No.
He does it.
Yeah,
He's
you know
good at
what?
it.
There's very few people that I trust more than Gunny.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. I'll ask you a lot of stuff about
Usually
horses.
got it handled.
I'm gonna come sit at your table next to you.
No.
Usually sit at Fred's table. What does Fred do? Fred has the research covered, don't he?
Yeah.
Bingo.
Yeah, that's true.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
And the thing I like about it is that's an easy day for us. Okay,
Yeah,
we
for
show
sure.
in the semifinals. Hopefully, we show in the semifinals on Wednesday. We're probably not going to ride them Thursday.
You're gonna give him
Anyway,
Thursday off
yeah.
anyway.
Yeah. So you sit.
You gotta go
there-
buy your next champion.
Yeah, you sit there. You can have a cocktail. Not until noon. We never drink before lunch.
Never.
Yeah.
And have maybe a breakfast burrito and an orange juice.
I'm into the kolaches. Remember we had the
Oh yeah,
kolaches
the
brought?
kolaches
Yeah.
are fantastic.
That DoorDash too.
No, it was
No?
Mandy Dash.
Mandy Dash.
Oh,
No.
Mandy Dash.
Mandy Dash.
Monica
I was
Dash.
like, what's Mandy Dash? That
Yeah.
sounds cool.
It was Mandy or Monica Dash. I swear it was Mandy or Monica Dash.
I didn't do the kolaches.
Well, somebody did.
Somebody has to do it this year because they really liked it last
It
year.
was the best.
If you're
It was
wondering.
the best year at the
I know
sale
how
we
to
ever
get Joe
had.
to the sale.
Yeah.
Cookies.
Yeah, bring some cookies.
But
Joe likes cookies. He don't
Yes.
like to buy a horse. He likes cookies.
Yeah.
He dumps
Well,
in the milk too.
he
milk
does.
and cookies. Yeah.
Joe's a dunker. You get-
A dunker.
Yes,
He
yes,
makes
I am.
cereal out of cookies.
Yeah. No.
Is that before noon or
No.
after?
Yeah, it's at any time.
Anytime. Now you think of it. I mean, you need a cookie every time you take
The
it.
problem
you
is there's nothing like a cookies and milk, at
Milk.
a horse sale. Nope.
Yes. No? You're saying no?
What is wrong with you? Cookies and milk? That's like
No, that'd be
you watch
awkward.
TV or
But if
something.
someone's giving me milk and cookies or something,
At a
I'm not
horse
gonna.
sale?
I'm not gonna be like, whoa.
He doesn't buy horses.
Dude, you
He
guys
likes to take
do
them at home.
You do the
I've never
cake
heard this
pops?
story.
All right.
You do
guys-
those cake pops like crazy, right?
You do a hot dog or a hamburger and a Coke at a horse sale.
I thought you were getting
But
a sandwich
do
from your
cake
wife.
Pops. You eat those
or,
things.
Or Crown and Seven.
Yeah, see.
We like Crown Royale and Bacardi at horse sales too.
Yeah, I can see that.
You don't. Well, obviously it's easy to see who likes milk at a horse sale.
Well, no, I'm not gonna like.
This
go
guy.
like- I'm saying if someone.
This guy.
If someone
Yeah.
gives it to me with a
Yeah.
good cookie.
You know the players.
Yeah, that's right.
Joe, hey,
I'm
you got
milk.
Excuse me, can I have a milk with that?
You got
This guy's getting crown and you're getting milk.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
We're
yeah.
gonna buy some $high-dollar horses. Can
Yeah.
I get a milk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because they're gonna give you a nice cookie, and if they don't got milk with it,
Yeah.
then forget it.
Yeah, bring me that milk.
Only at y'all's table.
Yeah, you guys don't got milk? What the fuck? You get the cookie and the sale?
Whoa,
Fucking milk?
somebody else almost
Dude.
dropped the F word.
Yeah.
No, he
Not
did.
me.
Just
Yeah,
about.
right.
Well, dude, like I'm saying, if there's a good cookie and there's no milk, I don't care if you're in a horse sale or not. That's just.
He don't
Yes,
care
I'm
about
not
the horse
buying-
sale.
I'm not buying anything.
Wait,
You
That's
understand me?
generally every horse sale because there's always cookies and there's never milk.
Yeah, that's
That's
bad.
the problem.
Yes.
So listen up, NRHA sale
Milk and
executives.
cookies.
If you want Joe to come have
If
cookies
y'all-
and milk,
If y'all are giving cookies away,
You better have
some
milk.
yeah. How about that?
Got milk?
What? Sir, what can I get you? Crown. Sir, what can I get you? Crown. Sir, what can I get you? Bacardi. Sir, what can I get you?
Milk.
Whole milk.
No, I go 2%.
This is
oh, not skim though.
Dos percentes.
Let's
Yeah.
not get
Not
crazy
going
with the
whole.
whole milk.
No, that would be crossing the line.
We're gonna be healthy with our milk and
Yeah.
cookies.
No, I got the
Okay.
cookie and
whole milk. I feel a little bit.
yeah, no, that's
Okay,
too much.
you guys,
Way too much.
y'all are going down like a real.
Dude, it got
path.
real when we started talking about cookies and
No,
Your
milk.
friends.
Dude, that shit got
Your
real.
people. These are your people.
For the
Yeah.
first time in the
Yo,
history
milk
of the show,
and cookies. Let's
Joe
do
is
this.
passionate about talking about
Yes.
something.
Yes.
We gotta.
Yeah. Well, Mandy knows. Mandy
Joe,
knows.
we're gonna have to put the fuzzy over your mouth.
Yeah.
Joe, I'm gonna wear a shirt with a cookie on it with a glass of milk, just so you involve yourself more in the show.
Dude, I'll be happy to buy that shirt.
I'm gonna get
I'll
you.
buy that shirt at the auction.
At the
I'll give
auction.
you $500 for that milk cookie shirt, sir. I'll do it right now. Give me 6. Yeah. Oh yeah.
And nobody wants it.
Sold
Nobody
to the guy
else
in the
wants
front row.
Yeah.
What Tom?
Yes,
Hey,
with
Gunny.
Tom.
We're,
The guy's buying horses. He's buying a
Dude,
T-shirt.
you could DoorDash cookies, I bet you.
we apologize to our longtime
Yes.
viewers about these new microphones that
Sorry.
we're shouting into.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I gotta tell you. Let's talk about the new microphones for a minute.
They're nice.
They're amazing.
Yes.
I mean, we got the new microphones.
Yes.
We don't exactly
Mic
know.
check.
We
Mic
don't,
check.
we don't know if they're amazing,
Yeah.
but we feel like
Oh
they're
yeah,
They're
we
nice.
feel very professional.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah. Okay, back to
hey,
horse
no,
sale.
wait a minute. I want
Whoa.
to segue.
Because you're a segwayist.
Because I'm a segwayist.
If someone could check that word,
I don't
don't
think
think
that's a
that's a
word.
word.
I don't think that's a word.
Yeah.
Or a segwayer.
I'm a segwayist.
I don't think it's segway.
What about a segwayee?
Now, if you don't mind me asking, what is that?
You know
What is the
a segway
definition?
is? You know what a segway is?
Yeah.
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 He's thinking a segwayist is a person who uses segways.
Or a segwayer?
No, well.
Well, oh, you have to use it well. You don't just
Oh,
use
like
it.
Dr. Segwayist.
Similar.
Welcome to Dr. Segwayist. Today's Segway. We're going to start today with a Segway.
Your therapy session is brought to you by Tom McCutcheon.
Hey, can you make sure that there's ice in there?
Segways.
Hey,
Ice.
yeah, in a second, Jill might need my water.
And milk. No milk.
Yeah,
No, there's no, there's no cookies.
2%. 2%.
No holes.
None of that whole crap.
No,
Speaking of segues, Mandy just perfectly segued our drinks being empty to his milk. That's great.
Yeah,
That's great.
that was sweet.
Anyway, the segue
Segway.
is
We
we
built
have
it
these
up.
new mics, and we are soon going to be on Apple Podcast. So
Check us out on your Apple device.
Yeah.
check us out on.
I keep it up.
Apple
I'll
Podcast
get
a
on
little
this deal, maybe.
Yeah, you're right. The
Apple
podcast.
Podcast.
Apple Podcast. That's just you just
Yeah.
go to.
Yeah, but it's on your
you just
Apple
go to-
device, okay?
You just Google
Apple Podcast, Tom McCutcheon
Yes.
the show.
Tell me how
There
that
you go.
works. That's how it works.
There's
So
an app on the Apple phone. It's just a podcast. You push the button and you search which podcast you want. So you open up the podcast app, Tom McCutcheon's the show. Bam,
Boom.
you find it. You got
that
all.
sounds amazingly easy.
You got
Yeah,
all
it
the
is.
new audio with the new microphones. Well,
Yeah.
you know, I'm
We
not
hope.
gonna lie.
We hope.
It's nice.
Andrea Fapani's podcast is on that app.
It is. where did that come
means
from?
what?
Okay.
Well, I just listened to his
Oh.
his podcast too.
Was it nice?
Yeah, it's very nice.
Okay.
Him and Dr. Him and Dr. Newcomb were on. That's a smart guy. That's a fun
Yeah,
guy.
no, he's cool too.
And Dr. Newcomb is committed to the show. We
Oh,
love
right
Dr.
on.
Newcomb.
Sweet.
And Andrea is obviously, he should do a good podcast.
He's
Smart guy,
committed to the
great
show,
guy.
Andre Fabani.
And
So when he
Andrea
shows up in
Fabani
town,
is
he's not
also
gonna
committed to the show.
he's not gonna ghost us when he doesn't show again. I mean, did he ghost us before? No, I sent a message.
No. He was in town for one day and he called and said, hey,
Couldn't make
sorry I can't make it today because I'm in and out in one day.
Okay, we're off topic again.
Y'all chase rabbits a
We're
lot.
here,
Yeah,
we do.
for sure.
Bad.
We're here to interview Coop.
I don't.
Yeah.
Well,
How
that's
many-
irrelevant. But
Okay, no, it's not irrelevant. How many horses do you have in the NRHA fraternity sale coming up?
6.
6 horses. Weanling, I saw a beautiful Weanling. You have a broodmare in there? Or?
There's 1 Weanling, 1 broodmare, 1 gunner older stud, and 3 yearlings.
3 yearlings.
We have one for everybody.
You'll have one. Coop's gonna. That is coming a catchphrase coming from a true salesman. He's got one
One
for
of
everybody
everything.
that everybody needs.
Well, I don't know about if
But I
everybody
like that
needs, but you have one of
You
everything.
don't need it. You need it.
I want to touch on something though. You've got Weanlings in the sale. That's not something we've seen a lot of until
No.
lately. The Legacy sale had several Weanlings in it, and they did great.
Mm-hmm.
What's your strategy? I know you're not the only one. There's Toyon's got some Weanlings
If
in
you
there. I
saw,
know some people
if
selling
you
some
saw his Weanling, you would know the strategy.
Yeah, but it doesn't. That part doesn't really matter because there's a lot of people every year that have good Weanlings, and it's not always been a strategy putting Weanlings in the sale.
I didn't really have any plans to put a Weanling in the sale. Whenever I was putting the yearlings and the other ones in the sale, they had asked me and said they were going to have just a few Weanlings, select Weanlings, and I was a little hesitant on the whole idea too. But it was also a deal where I want to support them. I mean they're trying, and I think Gunny said it. I really like that filly. She's different, and no doubt I would love to keep her and sell her or train her as a yearling or in a 2-year-old and do something different. But I just wanted to do something different. She's beautiful and pretty, and I think
she's gone.
she
Somebody is gonna buy her.
but
She's beautiful.
I think it's a deal where everybody's trying to buy the next fraternity champion, and essentially you can probably buy a Weanling cheaper than you can buy a yearling to some extent. And I guess some people would rather feed them and take care of them. I'm true statement. I've got 25 of them standing there that I'm feeding every day and taking care of that I like, and I've selected them and just feed them and watching them grow. Because I probably couldn't afford them, and or would if they would even be for sale as a yearling,
Right.
And I think that's some reason why they're selling the yearlings, excuse me, Weanlings. But I don't know. I guess it's something different. No different than me putting that gunner stud in there. That's a total different tactic. I hadn't tried mine.
Okay, we're good.
It's not for children.
We're good. Good. Don't lose your train of thought. Never mind me.
But I don't know. It's something different. I think it's good. No doubt. It's another opportunity to buy something that that's obviously royally bred, and there's a lot of fancy Weanlings in there, and it's something different.
Well, the Weanlings did great at the Legacy sale.
For sure.
I was really surprised because, and not just at the Legacy sale. After the sale, I had a lot of people come to my house trying to buy Weanlings, and apparently I priced them too high. But, I was...
We told you that night, but you
doesn't care.
You Tom McCutcheon does.
Yeah, a little bit. But, the thing is, it cost me from a Weanling to a yearling. It probably cost me, out of my pocket at my own ranch, it probably cost me $1,000 or $1,200 to get them there if they're not sick.
Yeah.
If I don't run into any issues, maybe $2,500 at the top end, maybe $2,500.
So somewhere between $1,500 and $2,500 roughly.
Yeah. Not costing you much.
So why would I sell a $50,000 yearling as a Weanling for $20,000?
Yep.
So I'm pricing them basically the same as a yearling.
But on the other hand, there's a lot of just like you hit it right on the head. There's sickness. There's the chance of them banging their eye, the chance of them getting kicked, the chance of them. You're talking about a whole year. You're talking about quite a long time for
Something to happen.
a baby animal, a horse, was what we're talking about, but a baby just itself that doesn't really know how to take care of itself the best. And you're talking about a full year for something to go wrong. I agree with you. I mean, you still have to sell your product for as much as you want to sell it for because it's yours, but you still have to keep in consideration with that. And I think that's why. I mean, I sold some babies this week, and I wasn't even planning on selling them. I was planning on keeping them, growing them, and selling them as yearlings. But it's a deal where they bought the pretty ones, the ones with white faces and buckskins, palominos, and bought quality ones. But it's a deal where I think horses are at an all-time high. We touched base on it earlier, but it's you can buy a very good product at hopefully a cheaper price than buying a baby.
Well, I mean, speaking of that, that was going to be my next question. I mean, we're all seem to be very high on the horse market. From my perspective, it's been very good. I'm sure from Tom's perspective, it's very good. From Kate's perspective, it's been like the planet Pluto, which is so far away. It's not.
I don't know if it's
planet
I don't think it's a planet.
It's not even a planet. That's how good it's been for him. But
I think you'd use.
What about for you? You're a
planet
guy
than
that's in the
Pluto.
trenches, buying and selling weekly, daily.
It's
Horse
not.
market strong for you.
It's strong. It's maybe not on planet Pluto, but I mean it's good.
Oh, I mean, the planet Pluto is small, so it's bigger than that.
It's very good. It's the main issue is, and that's why horses are high. If you're talking about a non-pro show horse, a fraternity champion, whatever, it's hard to find that horse. If you're talking about a trail riding horse, a team roping prospect, a baby reining horse, anything, it's hard to find the one you want. The price is relevant, but it gets to a point where, and I think that's why a lot of those horses are more expensive than you would think on the right ones.
And I mean, I hate to bring this up again because we're all tired of watching it on the news, but how much do you think COVID has affected the horse market? Are people willing to?
That's made it better.
Are there more people willing to go buy a horse and spend more time outside?
I think so. I mean, it looks like to me. I mean, I don't know what else you can credit it. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're talking about, a pony, just like Joe said, or you're talking about the next one that's good enough to win the fraternity, or you think, or you hope, or that's a plan. Yeah. I mean, those horses have increased in value to what percentage, I don't know, and doesn't matter. But it's not only is it hard to find, but it's very costly when you do find the product that you like.
Okay, last question. I'm going to interrupt you again, but last question. Is there a horse or a deal in your history that you remember being the breakthrough deal, the wow deal that you ever got done? Was there a deal that just said, wow, I knocked a big home run that you remember?
The truck full of Gatorade.
That's
What about the belts?
The
Gatorade,
belts. The belts was a disaster.
And the alligators.
The alligator was fun. The belts was a disaster. The Gatorade was fun. The Gatorade was fun, but that's not horses. You said horses.
You drank the
No,
profit.
he said horse or deal.
Horse or deal.
Okay, sorry.
Is there a deal along there? It didn't matter if it was your first deal that you did that built your confidence that you could make deals.
Well, I can tell you what helped me, and this is going back a long, long time. Whenever I was a kid, I always wanted to go to the Congress. I find that hard to believe, but that was a fun horse show. Whenever I was a kid, that's where I wanted to go. I would go buy pocket knives by the hundreds or 500s or thousands, and I would sell them there and at home till I didn't have any more. And I mean, maybe say a $10 pocket knife is silly, but I would say I'd have to credit a lot of that
From buying the pocket knives.
pocket knives.
Fine pocket knives.
That's cool.
When I say, but I'm not talking about like one. I'm talking about like hundreds of them.
Yeah.
I mean, it was blown out of proportion to some extent, but pocket knives.
You got any knives for sale?
No, I have none. But
Oh, so you've moved on from that. You're bigger and better than that now.
no, I have knives, but I don't want to sell them. I like them.
Oh, I need a knife.
Oh, sorry.
But you know,
I'm the kind of guy that give too much money for a knife right now.
how old were you at that point?
I would say 10, 12.
Yeah.
Wow. So the entrepreneurial spirit's been in you for a long time.
It's fun. I like it. It's no different than the Gatorade and stuff like that. It didn't make much money. It was the game of it. No different than looking at yearlings and trying to pick the one you want to buy, or buying a 2-year-old and hoping it's going to win, or whatever. It's the drive the drive you have and the fun you make of it. You know.
So how'd you end up with buying a whole truckload of Gatorade?
It's a long story, Joe. Either way, there was a lot of Gatorade. A lot.
Did you sell it all and make a profit?
No, we probably drank most of it. We weren't thirsty.
Yeah, at least you didn't go thirsty.
Well, it's a funny. So with the pocket knives, let's go back to the pocket knives. Was that something you did on your own, or is that something your dad said? Okay, here's an opportunity.
He did it. We lived in Florida at the time, and I'll never forget it. I was even younger. He bought like 100 of them for me because I told him I wanted some. So he buys me like 100, and that was figured out from here. I don't care if you want to bury them in the backyard, or you want to give them to your friends, or you want to hustle everybody out of $20. You can do whatever you want to with it. Well, obviously I didn't go bury them, and I didn't give them away, so I sold all them. Well, I just kept buying more pocket knives. Back to the whole situation of the horse I bought off you 10 years ago. Bought a nice horse or whatever you want to call it, and tried to buy a better one as I could go. You
So
know?
you bought better pocket knives.
Yeah.
Sold them for more money.
Yeah.
And to this day, you don't have any left because they just tried to buy one from you.
Well, I don't carry it around really. I mean, I have the
So
same.
you only have one pocket knife.
I have more than one, but I don't carry my ginger cup.
He's not a
like
pocket
yours,
knife
there,
salesman
Mr. Knight.
anymore.
Coop, I love that story because I know when I was about the same age, we'd go to a horse show and my dad would pull out something that we didn't need anymore.
Tell you to go sell it.
Yeah, exactly. He'd give it to me and say, "Hey, if you want to have some spending money, go sell this. You get everything over whatever."
Yeah.
And I'd be lugging some saddle around the whole damn horse sale. And you know what helped me a lot is or the whole horse show. What helped me a lot is I was such a good-looking young man when I was 10.
Really? Not a salesman, just good looking.
Oh
Still
yeah,
are.
yeah, cute as
Still
could be.
amazing.
And-
Still
and-
amazing.
Still, yeah, and I still got a little bit of that going on.
A lot of it.
A little bit.
I would love to see you carrying the saddle around this fraternity trying to sell it with your good looks. I will donate the saddle if you will carry it around.
Yeah.
You carry it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll sell raffle tickets.
ladies.
Donations. So Tom doesn't have to walk anymore.
Who needs a saddle?
I'm gonna start
I am
the
Tom
donations.
McCutcheon.
I'm gonna start the donations off at $500 to watch Tom
Tom
carry
try
the
to sell
saddle.
We're not even buying the saddle just to get him to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little bit cuter when they're 10 years old, right? Okay.
Yeah, it works a little better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it was the same way with you. I mean, I know if I'm somewhere, if there's a little kid that comes up to me wanting to sell a raffle ticket, if they walk up to me and go, I'm like, no. But if they come up and put the sale on me, I mean, this is a little bit different story, but I was with Jordan Larson at Mandy and I and Jordan and Taylor were at Mallorca, Spain. And we were showing over there, and we went out to dinner one night, and some guy walks up to me with a Rolex. I know it's a fake Rolex, right? But he put such a good sale on me,
You had to buy it.
I bought it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna give this guy the money because, and then he's off and gone, and I look at it, and there's no guts in there, and it's fake Rolex. And George says, "You gonna go after him?" I said, "No." That was awesome. I love that
Great
guy. I just paid
sale.
for the show.
Yeah.
And you know what? Okay, that guy was a bit of a crook, right? But
Do you
I
have
appreciate the
any fake
hustle.
Rolex?
Yes.
You can sell all
Yeah.
dubbed up down there.
I don't, but I'll keep it in mind at the fraternity when y'all are sitting at your table.
No, I knew it was fake.
I agree, but it's all.
I appreciate the hustle.
I agree.
Appreciate the hustle.
There were some boys the other day. They got their dad come to look at a horse, and they're like, "You got anything we can sell?" I sent them home with a tote full of tack, about like you said, old cinches, different things. They're like, "What are we gonna do?" I said, "Go sell it. Whatever you get, send me half." They sent me like $140 in the mail in cash in the mail. I mean, I was like. First off, I was weirded out by 140 in the mail, just cash. But I mean, it was just like you said, they were wanting to hustle. It was stuff. I mean, whatever. I didn't even care what it was worth. They were wanting to do stuff,
Yeah.
and I was like, I mean, just like you said, they're wanting to hustle. The money's part of it,
And
but
that was you.
that was me. 100%. That was me. Wanting to hustle, wanting to do something, even if it was wrong, right. If it was something you wanted, something you didn't want, if it was trash, you were just wanting to hustle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you. Because one time when Sebastian and I worked for you, it was like 2 in the morning. We're in Oklahoma City. Some guy or a gal and a guy drive up in a nasty old car, and they got this story how they need gas. You know, and Sebastian's like, "Come on, let's go." I'm like, "No, wait, let's listen to this. And they got this. Oh, I work at the Dairy Queen. I'll pay you back, and this and that. And I mean, they had a good story. And yeah, I gave him $10. And Sebastian's like, "Why'd you do that?" I'm like, "Man, that was a good story." It's 2 a.m.
They're
They
trying.
drove up. Yeah, they're trying. I'm like, $10. Let's do it.
That meth was good for them. That
Yes. Yeah.
For $10, they didn't get
They
much.
didn't get much.
No,
If
meth
anything
is
good.
cheap. Meth is cheap. They're good.
Yeah,
They're good.
yeah.
That
I
meth is good.
had a guy in Oklahoma City one time. He comes running across the field and running across the road, and he sneaks around behind and I'm just walking out of the hotel, and he sneaks around behind the car, and he says, "Man, look at this, I got this watch and this ring and this and it looks," and he pulls out a catalog. He says, "Man, I just stole this stuff from this place and that," and you know, okay, it seemed like a good deal to me.
So did you buy it?
Wrong, kids, it was wrong. Okay,
Don't buy stolen products.
Don't buy stolen products.
Don't support the thief.
The show doesn't buy stolen property.
No, the show does not buy. It seemed like a really good deal. And this guy,
Even if it's a good deal, don't buy stolen property.
Or drink 2% milk.
and this guy was sweating because he ran across the field, and I could tell he was just running from the cops, right? And I'm thinking, oh yeah, this stuff is worth on paper right there in the catalog. It's worth about $3,500. He says, "I'll take 1,000." I said, No, man, I'm gonna give you 200. He goes,
Okay.
"Okay." I give him 200. I'm like, yeah. It was worth $10.
He didn't steal it.
No.
He had you
No,
robbed.
he didn't steal.
He robbed from you.
He stole from me. And then when he ran away, he's like, and I found out all this stuff was good. Like, I don't get mad at that. I'm like, man, that was good. That guy was good.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it was
Look at
awesome.
your man there.
Yeah. You know?
He's showing a vulnerable side tonight. I'm very surprised. The
I,
facade of Tom McCutcheon is cracking as we speak.
no,
I'm with you.
always loved the hustle.
The hustle.
I'm with you.
Get after it.
The hustle.
Get after it. And he stuck it on me, and I had no.
You couldn't even be mad at him.
No, in Spain, I knew it wasn't right. I mean, I knew the whole thing was fake, and I let him go through his whole thing. And okay, he needs $100 more than I do. Whatever, I'll support his whatever.
Just have it.
But this time, that guy got me good. And when he ran up, and I didn't have any money then, but I was like, man, that was good.
Mandy was going to get a new watch. Nice one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she got it. She didn't like it. She didn't wear it.
It's weird how my wrist turned on green.
Green right away.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Now bring a sandwich.
Yeah, right.
So what?
Guys,
Yeah, we're getting on. The show's gotten on a little bit longer than normal, but
Went fast
thank
as
you,
usual.
Cooper, for being here. And if you guys are at the fraternity sale and you don't know Cooper, that's Cooper. Talk to him. He's a good guy.
I'll be at his table. He
He'll be
knows
at-
everything.
He'll be at my table. And if you need to do some research, talk to me.
He's a research man.
I'll sell it to you.
Yeah, 1995. No shipping handling.
Yep.
yeah, 100%. You know, Coop, thanks for being on the show. And you and I have done business for a long time. We've done a lot of different deals, and every deal's been 100% and been straight up. And
No drama, just easy work.
Yeah.
I mean, just yes, sir. Okay, we got it done.
even
Yeah,
though
Got to
I,
make it simple.
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
even though I appreciate,
Yeah.
We're not talking about you. You're in the peanut gallery.
yeah, even though
Popcorn or whatever.
Even though I appreciate the guy that sold me the fake jewelry, I wouldn't have him on the show.
That makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, no, you've always been great to deal with, and again, anybody that has a chance at the fraternity to walk up and introduce themselves to Coop, I'm sure he'd appreciate it, and he's great for the industry, and not just Coop. There's 2 or 3 guys out there doing
And it's a full-time job. It's not part-time.
Yeah, for sure.
for sure. That's what he does, and again, everybody, thank you for watching another show. And
Check them out on Apple Podcasts.
Share,
That's right.
comment,
Share,
like,
comment.
Yeah.
subscribe, Apple Podcasts.
On your Apple device.
Thank you, Chelsea, for the new microphones.
They're nice.
Microphones are wonderful. We love the microphones. And
And the fuzzies.
the fuzzies. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.
Dude, the fuzzies are the big part because they don't hear you going. like this is supposed to muffle the
Mask?
like the blowing on it. Like
But is that what you're doing? Are you going, and that's what's helping it?
so nice?
Oh, Justin.
Justin, you look so nice. Dude, did I ever tell you the story about going to Japan?
Oh my God.
Going to Japan.
Scrap of
We still got microphones on, so just
Yeah,
give
we
me a
got
second,
not.
okay? Speaking of how nice I look, Coop, you'll enjoy this, okay? So
Let's
put your
hear it.
damn phone down.
Sorry, Dad. Sorry. This hat really hurts my head. I'm glad it looks nice for
It's
everybody.
my hat after we're done here, right?
Fits baby children.
So me and Joe go and judge a horse show in Japan 15 years ago, okay? And
This guy?
yeah, Joe Schmidt. 15 years ago, I was a little bit more slender than I am right now. Thank God, because they lost my luggage. Going.
Did you wear Joe's pants?
No.
No.
No, but do you know that I'm a 6XL in Japan at the time? I'm probably a 10XL in Japan.
Yeah.
He had to go shopping for clothes for me. I found something that fit me. I had to
This
wear it
looks
for
like him.
2 days. I had to wear the same clothes for 2 days.
Yeah.
Day
When they
three.
got there, they're like, oh, Godzilla.
Yeah.
They had never seen anyone that big. In
Fat boy, little shirt.
For sure. But day 3, listen, you guys, day 3 shows up and my clothes show up and I get all dressed up to go judge his horse show.
They're like, who's this guy?
And there's one guy that is like stalking me and he says, "Oh, Justine, you look so nice."
Oh yeah, yeah. Every few minutes, like he'd be gone, and he goes, "Where is Justin?" He is so nice. Oh yeah. He was into gunning.
I kept
Yeah.
Did he like you?
I kept those clothes and I modeled myself every day after that day. He built my confidence so much. I mean, from Godzilla to, "Oh, you look so nice."
Where is Justin?
There he is, Justin. You know, and he'd touch me like this.
He touched you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
He'd get real close.
Did he have soft hands?
You know what? I enjoyed it, Coop.
You enjoyed it. So it's even worse.
I had Joe there to notice that I should have been creeped out about it, but I wasn't.
Yeah, after a while, he was like really okay with the whole thing.
You liked it. You were like, I want to go back to Japan.
It was a pretty long flight. I'm just,
No, but he did pick up scrapbooking.
oh, you know. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, don't have this.
Cut. It wasn't the Chelsea cut at
Yeah, it wasn't the script.
Damn.
You look so nice.
How long ago was this?
About
It's
15,
15
something like
years
that.
ago,
Yeah.
Did you guys crash too? You get
Yeah, we
You got a car accident?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Well, dude, we've been running. We got lost going to the horse show and coming back
For
every day.
6 hours.
And we had 2 handlers, these 2 ladies.
Two handlers?
Yeah, 2
What'd they
ladies.
handle?
Yeah, really.
They handled fucking
We
U-turns.
did more
They handled
U-turns.
U-turns.
So they drove you.
Yes.
Yes.
And they didn't
Yeah,
know
we had
where
drivers.
we were going.
Like we thought there should be a wheel in the center of the car
I'm gonna
because
have
we were
that
turning
fucking
around
thing.
so
It hurts
damn
my
much.
head.
But we were running red lights like crazy.
We run 6 red lights that day. And the guy, the guy runs the damn red light. We get T-boned, and he says, "Did I run red light? Shit, we thought it was okay."
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, we've been running red lights all day, dude. We thought that's what you did. You know? Yeah, it was brand new Ford Explorer.
Brand new.
Brand new.
Yep.
Still had plastic on it.
I was in.
they don't take the plastic off.
Dude, does your phone ever shut up? I mean, it is bing, 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 bing.
We have lots of friends.
Hey, Coop, I have a question.
What?
Isn't horse trading or swapping and trading from on your mother's side of the family too?
My mother's mainly. We're buying donkeys today.
Yeah, that's what I.
Dude, I need me a. Okay.
Do you know what a mammoth?
This is how
Now wait a minute.
Do you know? Hey,
This is how it is. He gives
Tom,
Dad all the credit. And
you
then
officially
all the
closed the
credit
show down,
comes
right?
So-
from the
No.
hey, time out. Shut up. Do you know what it costs for a pair of donkeys? $11,000 for 2.
Wow.
Hey.
Oh.
Okay.
Did
For donkeys?
Now, you,
Well, I
hey,
mean, you can read it.
the mics are still rolling. Coop,
Dude, you're.
Coop,
Cow.
I want
cheeseburger.
a mini,
He's a mule man.
I want a mini fainting goat. I'd give you,
those are great.
I'd give you 10 times too much money for a goat that is a mini fainting goat.
So what are you gonna do with that?
I'm gonna scare the shit out of it on a daily basis. Goat,
You have issues.
find me that goat.
A fainting goat.
Two of them, mini ones, not just fainting ones. I
They'll
want-
die by the time you get them
I
jacked
don't
with
give
them.
a shit if
You
they
want to get in
die.
on that?
Yeah, I think I might be on that too.
Yeah, give me
You
three.
want 3? You want one
We
too?
want
Yeah,
three.
let's get it.
You want a miniature pig
You
too?
can.
Yeah, he said.
We want three mini
That'd
fainting
be
goats.
great. I'm kind of with you, but
Four, give me four.
No, wait. You buy them, and then I'll come over and watch you scare them.
Yeah, okay, so give me 3 of them.
Yeah, watch this.
His head. It hurts my head. Here, let me have that back. I didn't realize that was that one. You got any sweat and shit on it?
No.
You-
You want that one? I'll
Maybe.
trade you.
Yeah, we traded.
You trade it. That's cool.
Look at that.
Yeah, just did a trade.
Yeah.
I got a free hat. I trade it for one I like.
We both got the better end of the deal.
We're winning. Hashtag winning.
A deal with Cooper Smith is when we both get the better end of the deal.
Yeah.